Shout out to VHS Archive. What a legend.
Earlier, right? And I'm like, oh God, we got content. Why is this fucker, dude? This guy is like I've never seen someone in my entire life, even like even like growing up as a toddler, so on and so forth. Who the fuck can't dress themselves like at all? Nick Fuentes is, it's like, did his mom pick this outfit out? Not really sure. Also, Dave Smith, I think, is about 5'10". So the 5'9" Nick Fuentes coat, not exactly holding up here. And no one's pointed this out but me. Did he just give up on buying pants that actually fucking fit? Did he just go, fuck it? There's no adult-sized pants that have a big enough waistline for his fat Mexican fucking gut, but are also short enough for his stubby little Mexican legs. So he just full on just these. This is another like foot to 2 foot. This is like 2 feet worth of extra cloth that is just he's just lugging around because he can't find fucking shorts or pants that fit him. Nick's wearing one of those Build-A-Bear outfits. Dude, it's like a I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know what it is because it's like the denim jacket, but it's like it's ugly. I mean, denim jackets in general, especially on dudes, pretty fucking cringe. But then another, like, I don't know, man. It's like, he's like, I'm going to rock this because he has to wear the hoodie. He has to wear something that covers his fucking fat. But then he also is like, all right, khakis that are 3 sizes too large. Whatever, man. Hey, man, what do I know? What do I know? I'm not a fucking fashion expert. But you're getting mogged by a guy who's just some random Jew that's wearing a fucking crew neck. It's wearing a basic bitch crew neck. And somehow you're just getting mogged. You're getting fucking mogged. Oh, Nick looking like a fat lesbian? Real. Tyler Russell dressed him, kids' clothes. It does look like something you put on a fucking Build-A-Bear. I've never built a bear, but sure, why not? 80s nerd kid school outfit, bro. Your pants obviously aren't supposed to just cut off. Like, you know, it makes sense with Dave. Why does his cover his whole foot? Like, how do you even walk with this? Do you know what I mean? Like his whole entire foot when stepping would be like underneath the shoe because there's so much cloth. It's not like it stops at your heel. Anyways, this is getting very autistic very quickly. Anyways, so I saw this photo and was laughing. I was enjoying. I thought that this was a hilarious photo. And then I saw the other ones that you guys were posting where he just looks like what he is, a fat Mexican. And I went to Dave Smith's show because I'm like, okay, he's doing a podcast, even though Nick just attacked this guy as like an evil Jew on Candace's podcast. Not really surprising. What do all of these JQers have in common? They all are clout chasers. They don't give a shit about racial anything. They'll talk about Israel, they'll talk about Gaza, they'll talk about Jews, they'll talk about non-Jews. They won't talk about whites, they won't talk about blacks, they won't talk about, racialism. They won't talk about anything that actually will get them canceled. They all want to sit there and talk about Israel, and pretend like it's a super niche topic when unironically everybody everywhere. I don't know about you. I can't go an hour without hearing about Israel from normies, from people I know, from the news, from Twitter, from the Spur. Like, all I hear is about Israel 24/7. No one, you know what people aren't talking about? Logan Tipton, the 6-year-old child who was stabbed in the fucking head 10 years ago, whose murderer was just released. No one cares about that. Irina Zarutska, that lasted less than a week. They're back to, they got to talk about poor Gaza or whatever the fuck. And like I said, this is a 4-hour-long podcast. I jumped into it, and Nick had, both of them, this podcast, they had 17,000 live viewers. Can someone explain to me how a platformed Jewish guy that Nick says is controlled and who talks about Israel, and the third worlders are okay with him because he calls out Israel sort of kinda, and he's on Joe Rogan, and he has a big profile. He's on Tucker, he's on Joe Rogan, he's on Candace. Can you explain to me how Nick Fuentes is able to allegedly, this is what all the Groypers tell us, this is what we know, they all claim he gets over 100,000 viewers a night on Rumble, but on YouTube with Dave Smith, he's only, they weren't even cracking 20,000 viewers. Candace Owens gets 150,000 on YouTube. Nick Fuentes gets 17 with Dave Smith, but trust the Rumble numbers, Judas. Okay, all right. So, like I said, I didn't listen to most of this. I saw that there's a clip. I saw Nick was talking about how racism is evil. Oh, so this is what we're doing now. He's just going on all the podcasts. He's talking about how racism's bad, how he's actually come to the center. He wants to work with the left. He wants to do this, that, the other. The only issue that he'll talk about is Israel, is the desert. The only thing he has an issue with is the desert. He was shitting on Trump literally yesterday, saying that Trump was being too offensive with the ICE raids, and it was only stirring up division. I don't know about you guys and the other non-Mexicans in chat. I want to see more Mexicans hogtied and launched over the border via catapult. I'm not sitting there crying going, oh my God, they hauled away a fucking beaner on a fucking cart, like a Home Depot cart. I'm not crying about that. I'm upset that there aren't more being deported. There aren't enough being deported. More leftists in jail. Nick Fuentes says that Donald Trump is dividing the country and he's evil and so on and so forth. Well, the rest of this just fucking sucks. Nick admits the only reason he attacks Dave Smith is because he thought he was going to get shut out. He didn't think he'd get paid, blah, blah, blah. And racism's bad. And after that, I tuned it out. I shut it off because it sucked. Sneo and Nick on the streets of New York City. Why are they recording this? I don't know. And Nick is already making the Catboy Cammy face up at Sneo. He's already doing it.
Yeah, he found out the hard way too.
Wait. Question. Why is Nick wearing a Giants shirt? And not only that, okay, I'm offended as someone who is well, first of all, I have three Giants on my fantasy team, first and foremost. Second of all, he doesn't know who Jackson Dart is. He doesn't know who Cam Scattaboo is. He doesn't know fucking shit. He doesn't even know who Eli Manning is, for fuck's sakes. Second of all, if you're gonna be in New York and you're like, I'm gonna buy a New York disguise because I don't want people to attack me, because that's what he claims he's wearing it for, at least buy like a cool one. Buy a fucking Cam Scattaboo jersey. He always goes for this like preppy gay look, but he's not preppy. He's brown. He's not white. He's not preppy. And he's 30. So it like would maybe if you're like some preppy kid on the East Coast and you're wearing like your Sperry boat shoes but it never works. He just looks like a fucking weird. It never works. Oh, it never works. Is that a sweater? It looks like a fucking quarter zip. Which again, who in the fucking world outside of 60-year-old men wear or frat or like fucking boat shoed, like rich fucking, I'm going to the races and I'm at a racing event and I'm dressing formally for my frat. Like, bro, who wears a quarter zip? I'm just saying.
Yeah, he found out the hard way too.
I know,
It's kind of like my thing. That's like
ruining people's lives.
Yeah.
So he just said on Dave Smith, we just heard him say he loves everyone. He doesn't hate anybody. And here he is sitting back to back with Sneo, dying laughing because Sneo acknowledges that Nick Fuentes ruins people's lives. And that is his reaction, as he immediately goes into his gremlin-like cackle, his goblin-like cackle. When he brings up that he destroys people's lives.
Yeah, he found out the hard way too.
I know,
It's
yeah.
kind of like my thing. That's like,
Ruining people's lives.
yeah.
Christ is king. This is what this guy does. He gets off on destroying young men's lives. Jaden, why are you still doing the show? Or why don't you just only talk about politics and not this stupid, evil, gremlin, brown faggot? Because, unfortunately, he has influence among young people, and young people fall for this shtick. And here he is. This is what he does. Oh, another white man's life destroyed? Hasan Piker. Sure you guys have seen it by now. It's really fucking sick and evil. I meant to cover it, obviously, earlier, but you've probably seen it, but we're going to cover it. Speaking of brown people that don't belong in America and should be deported, Hasan Piker. Hasan Piker was on his stream yesterday and was spotted abusing his dog. Now, as you can see, his dog sits in this corner, apparently, and there are people uploading videos. It sits here for hours. And not only that, you're like, oh, okay, it lays in the corner, whatever. Every time it gets up, he either screams at it and says, "Spot!" or whatever the fuck he says, or he tases it and then screams at it to go lay back down. Why? Because this is how brown people just treat animals, frankly. I mean, to be honest, he's a brown Arab. People are surprised that they're abusing animals. This is what these people do. They're sick. They're twisted. They don't have the same connection to animals as white people. They don't. They just don't. They don't. We go back fucking historically, centuries. These people, like this fucking dog, sees this fucking dumbass retard, and like you think it respects you as its owner. It doesn't have to, because Hasan has a fucking remote that he's just gonna sit there and zap it if it's not used as a prop. If it wants to get up and go piss, zap. Oh, it wants to get up and stretch its legs, zap. That's what these people do, because for whatever reason, I don't know why, but intrinsically, I don't know. It's like non-whites just don't have a connection to nature like we do. Genuinely, I don't know. It's like hundreds of thousands a year. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I mean, all these people, it's just fucking disgusting. It's evil. Now, if the Groypers can give us a few seconds, we're talking about brown people. We were talking about Hasan torturing his dog, but I guess since they're here, we might as well. We'll go back to Hasan torturing his dog. I've never actually covered this on stream, and might as well while the Groypers are here. So speaking of brown people who hate animals, I saw that clip of Hasan, and it reminded me obviously of Nick's initial reaction when my dog was dead, and he thought it was hilarious and told me to shut the fuck up. And then here he is talking about the rabbit that he tortured for an entire year.
And of course, we also have some very bad news to report. I have some bad news. I didn't do a show last night. I was planning on doing one. I was ready to do a show. And then I had a little medical emergency, not for me, but for my pet bunny. His name was Edward. And I mentioned him on the show before. I never introduced him properly. But he had a little bit of a problem last night. I had to take him to the emergency room, and he died. And it was very sad. But he was having some health issues. He was having some GI issues. It's very common with bunnies. He was almost 2 years old. He was pretty young, actually. But he had these persistent gastrointestinal problems. It's pretty common with rabbits. And they can be fatal. You know, they can sneak up on you, and then they just die. So I was pretty bummed out. I had to cancel the show. Not so much because I was upset, but I am upset. But I was at the emergency room. They were trying to keep him alive, maybe resuscitate him, but he was on his way out. So I don't know what you even do. I mean, as Catholics, we don't believe they go to heaven. They're just gone. So that's sort of sad. But, we can't really pray for him because he's not going anywhere. But he was a good little buddy. I enjoyed my time with him. He was a good little pal, very cute. And we used to hang out. We used to watch TV. But hey, I'm staying strong. I'm in mourning, but we're hanging in there. We're going to have a good show regardless. I know that's what he would have wanted. Edward would have wanted me to come on the show and entertain all of you. And he would want me to take care of other rabbits and give a warm home to other bunnies. He was a little bit annoying. I'm not going to lie. I loved him. But as I'm thinking about it, it was a mix of like good and bad. This guy, I mean, I'd be trying to watch TV and he'd be drinking out of his water bottle, like those water bottles for gerbils. It's like a metal ball inside of the tube. And so I'd be watching this movie and I'd hear this metal ball, bang, bang, bang. As he's drinking the water, I'm like, bro, can we pick another time? He wouldn't drink out of a bowl. He just gave up on that at a certain point. So we had some good times. We had some rough patches. Certainly, it was tough we both had to get used to each other. We both had to learn to live with each other. It was kind of a nice story. And by the end, we were really getting along. He ate a bunch of my books. He ate a bunch of my cables. This guy probably cost thousands of dollars in damage to my house. He ate 3 or 4 books. He ate all the cables for my Nintendo Switch. He ate a chunk out of my Yeezys. He ate a vinyl album of mine because I left the door on the cabinet open. He ate some of the furniture. He ate a power supply. What do you call that? The surge protector. I literally couldn't use my PS5 because he kept eating the cables. I had to move it into a different room. And shit everywhere. Just poot and peed everywhere. So it was tough to get used to, and it was a little difficult, but I did it because I loved him. He was a good little pet. But anyway, so he was pretty misbehaved, but he was funny. He was funny. He had this very funny way of grooming himself. He used to rub his little face. He was out of control though. He was jumping so high. I came home one day and he had jumped all the way out of the coffee table, and I had a stack of books and ate all the books. Jumped on the coffee table, ate the tissue box, ate the books, chewed on the remote, chewed on the cables. I'm like, how did you even get up there? He bit a hole in the bag of his hay, so then the hay was spilling out all the time. Hay was spilling everywhere. I was living in a zoo. This is a somber occasion. I shouldn't be airing the grievances, but yeah, they're not like dogs. Now we laugh at the property damage. We laugh at the hospital bills for a bunny and all of the hay and shit that was everywhere all the time, and it smelled very badly.
Just living in a zoo. Just living in a zoo. Living in a zoo. That's what he does, just living in a zoo.